The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursdays, June 18, 2020 continue Classic Weddings Week with an episode that originally aired on November 16, 1990. Cricket and Danny are off to Hawaii for their honeymoon, while their Genoa City problems don't remain behind. When little Cricket Blair first showed up in Genoa City, all she had going for her was a cousin, Joe, who was a job photographer, and being played by Laura Lee Bell, daughter of your creator Bill Bell, to make sure she got noticed from among all the other pretty faces milling about town. First, Cricket was quickly promoted from photographer's assistant to lead model because, well, Cricket. Then, she developed a crush on rock and roll star Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian. Alas, Danny was busy being fought over by Lauren, Tracy Bregman, and Tracy, Beth Maitland. He didn't have a lot of time for the underage model who loved him from afar. So Cricket had to settle for becoming the object of affection for every other male of the right age in Genoa City. There was Jill's, Jess Walton, son, Philip, whom Chris nobly gave up to her friend, and mother of his child, Nina. There was Derek, there was even, briefly, Scott. Before they found out they were brother and sister. The show revolved around Cricket and her love life for several years, and in the end, she had finally grown up enough to get Danny's attention, as well. Danny and Cricket, now calling herself Christine, headed to Hawaii for their wedding and honeymoon. It was a loving and happy occasion. Before Phyllis, Michelle Stafford, claimed Danny had fathered her son, Daniel. And before the very same Phyllis decided to ruin Christine and her next husband, Paul's, Doug Davidson, subsequent Highland honeymoon. Enjoy this one, Chris. It's all downhill from here. The Young and the Restless, airs weekdays on CBS. Check your local listings for airtimes. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, June 15, 2020, takes us back to 1996 for a kickoff to Classic Weddings Week. Nick and Sharon can't wait to get married, Christine doesn't want to get married, and Dina walks out on her family yet again, despite having married John years earlier. Who cares if Nick, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Case, are barely out of high school, or that their last few years have been so full of stress that people 3 times their age would have a hard time figuring out if they're coming or going. The fact is, Nick and Sharon want to get married, which means Nick and Sharon are getting married, no matter what anyone says. Nick is Victor's, Eric Braden, son. He's used to getting what he wants when he wants it. And Sharon can't wait to be an entitled Newman, too. The pair tie the knot. With a disapproving Nikki, Melody Thomas Scott, sniffing her disapproval in the background. Meanwhile, Christine, Laura Lee Bell, has turned down Paul's, Doug Davidson, proposal, even if she can't articulate exactly why she feels that way. Danny, Michael Damian, assumes he knows why she feels that way. It's because she wants to marry him, instead. Nope, Chris insists, that's not it either. Goodbye, again. Dina, Marla Adams, is leaving town again, now that her plan to snag John, Jerry Douglas, has failed. She says goodbye to Kay, Jean Cooper, and her kids. Jack, Peter Bergman, doesn't want her to go. But since Dina didn't care how Jack, or Ashley or Tracy, felt the last time she left, why should she care now? Perhaps Dina knows that 20+ years from now, when she forgets ever having made all of these selfish decisions, she'll also be forgiven for them. Young and the Restless returns with new episodes this summer, so what's next for Theo Vanderway, Tyler Johnson? Right before Y&R flipped to reruns, things were not going well for the new Abbott merger on Cousin. Here's a look at 5 predictions for Theo when Y&R starts filming again. Number 1, Theo Vanderway takes job with Aunt Ashley on Young and the Restless. Y&R recaps remind that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, set up Theo Vanderway, and he's fired from Jobot now. Of course, Theo was playing dirty too, but Kyle clearly had a vendetta against Theo. And he didn't seem to care that his ex-BFF is part of the family. Now, the new cousin is jobless. Before, on Young and the Restless, Ashley Abbott, Eileen Davidson, offered Theo a job. Her company's aligned with Jabot now, but still a separate business. So, why not have Ashley bring Theo Vanderway over to work with her? She knows what it's like to be on the outside looking in. Will he and Lola finally hook up on Y&R? Young and the Restless teased us many times with Theo and Lola Rosales, Sasha Kaye, kissing and just on the verge of getting intimate. But, they haven't had their love scene yet. Worse yet, some people were spreading nasty rumors that Y&R fired them. The actors confirmed it's not true. So, expect more scenes on Young and the Restless with Theo Vanderway heating up with Lola. She's split from Kyle now, so she's available. And Theo's got killer chemistry with the pretty chef. So, we'd hope to see more of Theo once Y&R resumes filming new episodes. Kyle vs Theo, the new Jack vs Victor on Young and the Restless. Now, Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, feud with Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, died down. But the CBS soap still needs rivalries to keep up the drama. With Theo Vanderway out at Jabot, maybe he'll wind up over at Newman Enterprises. That way, it can be cousin versus cousin. Will Young and the Restless set up these two as the next generation of fierce rivals on the soap? It would be great to see Theo Vanderway battling Kyle as corporate titans. Maybe that comes soon for Tyler Johnson's character on CBS Daytime. Grandson bonds with Dina before it's too late on Y&R. Young and the Restless must also address Dina Mergeron's, Marla Adams, battle with Alzheimer's. However, that might delay a while if soaps ban older actors from shooting at first. But, every time Theo's got scenes with Dina, they're charming together. Of course, Kyle's been a real jerk about it, treating his cousin like he's got no right to be there with her. But, Young and the Restless should bring the whole family together as Dina's final hours approach. That includes Theo. So, watch for more scenes of him bonding with the grandma he never knew. Will Tracy get closer to Theo Vanderway? Another family bond might strengthen on Young and the Restless. We should see more of Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland, when new episodes return. Already, she's been open-minded about her new nephew. And Tracy's the kindest of all the Abbotts. So, she'll reach out to Theo. How nice would it be if Theo Vanderway got along with his dad's half-brother and sisters on Young and the Restless? It's something his father never got to do. He's got a role to play in the family and deserves to be there. So, watch for more Theo Vanderway as they start filming new episodes soon.
Young and the Restless leak, Billy Amanda confirmed, plus update on filming new Y&R episodes. Young and the Restless spoilers leaks from behind the scenes bring great news for Millie fans that want Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, with Amanda Sinclair, Michelle Morgan. We've got a source that works over at CBS Daytime, and they handed out some hot new info. Check it out. Young and the Restless new episodes bring Billy Abbott and Amanda Sinclair. Our favorite Y&R leaker said that when they return to filming, one of the couples featured will be Billy Abbott with Amanda Sinclair. Already, they had chemistry for months before the soap went on hiatus. But, Amanda's dating Dr. Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic. And it looks like Young and the Restless pushed Billy towards Lily Winters, Crystal Quillil. However, it looks like Lily and Nate might be false leads because we've heard Billy gets with Amanda in new episodes. However, there are some obstacles in their way. We're also hoping that Young and the Restless writers took some time over the hiatus to clean up their erratic storylines. Remember, Billy Abbott was a gum-chewing psycho, then was suddenly free of his alter ego without medication or serious therapy. Amanda Sinclair's path is weird too. Y&R back to filming soon. Have they improved storylines? It almost feels on Young and the Restless that the showrunners rehired Michelle Morgan without a good plan in place for her character. Clearly, she's somehow related to Hillary Curtis, either a secret twin or sister. But, they have her at odds with Devon Hamilton, Brighton James. That annoys many Young and the Restless fans who seem divided on whether they want a Heaven 2.0 deal or to see Amanda Sinclair with Billy Abbott. They had her in the Kane Ashby, Daniel Goddard story, which was messy, unfocused, then fizzled. Now, she's all over the place with Billy. We've heard Young and the Restless from our CBS source that they're notifying actors to get their COVID tests. Then, they'll bring them back to work. We also heard the first back are Adam, Nick, and Phyllis. But what about Billy Abbott's interest with Amanda Sinclair? How long for Amanda-Billy love scenes on Young and the Restless? Y&R's back to work soon. However, we're still waiting on word from our leaker when Billy Abbott will have new scenes with Amanda Sinclair. But, one thing the source said is that CBS Daytime is pushing forward with an endgame pairing of Billy romancing Amanda. You could already see the sparks of that on Young and the Restless before the final episodes aired. Amanda was out with Nate, and you could see that chafing on Billy. Plus, they had that one night where she slept in his arms and was comforted and relieved. Expect more of that.